What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're jumping into talking about goals, which is a topic I find pretty important. I go through why I think it's important to talk about goals and set goals, and then I go through the goals that I'm setting for myself for the next 12 months on Twitch, and break it down into a month-by-month thing as well. So, if you like this kind of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe and head on over to twitch.tv/Devalorane and hit follow. Come along and join me on the journey as well. Hope to see you there. Thank you. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about it. Good a time as any to talk about it. I've got some notes. All right. Let's talk about goals. Because, like I was saying, I spent the last 5 years, and continuing to do so at the moment, working in a corporate role. And one thing that gets drummed into you in business is the importance of goal setting. So why is goal setting such an important thing, and why is that important? Why are we even talking about that as affiliates? Well, I guess you don't have to. There's a lot of people who purely get into Twitch just to they're playing games anyway, and so they want to be able to, share that with the world. And me too, right? Like, that's first and foremost why I chose to stream, is because I'm going to be playing the games, and I do enjoy single player games to an extent, but I also enjoy interacting with people, and so why not play games and also have the option to interact with people at the same time, right? Makes sense. So the other thing is, though, that I think I don't know specific numbers. I've obviously not done my research here, but I would say that at least 70% of streamers have aspirations of getting more out of that, whether it be a second income, whether it be to go full-time as a content creator, or whatever it may be. I would say most streamers and content creators in general want to make more of it, as do I. And I think a lot of people shy away from talking about this side of things because, obviously, to be able to do that, there's an element of like money, a financial element that comes into that I think people are scared to talk about to an extent. And I've never been one to shy away from talking about money, but that's not what we're talking about today anyway. So the first thing that I did when I started up on Facebook, well, one of the first things I did when I started up on Facebook was I set myself goals. Now, I don't know how are you able to make a living off this. It's extremely hard. It's incredibly difficult to make a living off of streaming. But it's something like the top 0.6% of streamers are partnered with Twitch streamers are partnered, and of those, so it's something like 40 to 50,000 out of roughly 6 million individual streamers are partnered, and of those, not all of them are actually making enough. But for every partnered streamer that's not making enough for a full-time income, there's probably affiliates out there who are as well, and that comes from intelligent monetization and diversifying your content in a way that it's not purely relying on streaming, that sort of thing. So it's absolutely entirely possible to do so, but it's not. I think a lot of people get the wrong idea that you just switch on a stream and all of a sudden you're on track to become a millionaire. It's not like that at all. So I wrote down some goals in January when I started streaming. And I wrote that I wanted to build a community. They're not very specific. Some of them are a bit more specific than others. I wrote that I wanted to build a community. I wanted to get to 10,000 followers. Now, on Facebook, it's a lot different to Twitch. Followers are a lot easier to come by on Facebook, I would say. And so that's, one of the things we're going to look at reassessing. I wanted to make sure that I had a set routine in place. Establish a brand. Who am I as a streamer? If you say Devalorane, what does that mean to people? And build external followings as well around TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. By the way, guys, not following me on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram, feel free to. Now, the other thing I wrote is that I want to increase my my skills in video editing, and that's sort of something that will always be an ongoing goal. Not specifically video editing only, but creation as a whole. Like, I wanted to improve my skills as a creator, because when I started, I've done nothing previously. I've done nothing when it comes to content creation outside of posting selfies on Instagram. So this is all brand new. And of those goals, I don't know how realistic they are or were. Now, and those goals, so those goals that I wrote down there, they were for 12 months from now. Or from January. But then I made the switch over to Twitch. I made the move across to Twitch and I accepted the affiliate agreement. And so it seems like a perfect time now to talk about how those goals change or what the goals are now for 12 months and how that breaks down into a short-term goal as well. So coming back to why it's important, or that I think it's important to set goals, is it's a motivator. It gives you a sense of a longer term purpose, and especially on those days when perhaps you're just not quite, like, you're tossing up whether or not you want to hit that go live button. You can look over your goals and say, well, how far am I away? What do I need to do? And what's going to happen if I don't go live? And it can push you to, it can motivate you to push yourself, which I think is a good thing. It offers you direction. If you know what you want to achieve, then that allows you to forge a path towards that and know where you're trying to get. You take a long-term goal, like, I want to get to X amount of followers, and you break that down into, okay, so how many do I need by, per month? How many do I need per stream? You can get as small as you want. But really, it just allows you a direction to get to the end. It's like a map. Writing up goals is like a map to get from where you are now to the goals that you set. And I think that it also helps you improve the quality, because if you're pushing for something and you really want to achieve it, then you're going to do everything in your power to do that. And quite often that means assessing that, I could come on here and I could just sit here quietly and play Valheim and not really talk to chat and just get into my own world. But if I'm doing that, why don't I just play Valheim without the stream there at all? But because I know that I want to achieve certain things, then it helps me to focus on the quality of content that I'm putting out, and focus on the quality of the stream, and push myself to make sure that what I'm giving to you guys, my community, is good enough, or I hope. And there's ways to tell that. Obviously, there's direct feedback by whether or not you guys choose to come back and choose to interact with me and spend time in the stream. But there's also the numbers and all of that sort of thing too. You know, and I guess the other thing is, why am I bothering to tell you about my goals? It's kind of, I don't think the word selfish is correct, but I think by telling you guys and by putting this out in the world, rather than just keeping it on my pad here where I can rip it up, or keeping it in my head where I can forget about it, it offers me accountability as well. If I've told you that this is what I want to achieve, and then I don't, and if that's, you know, purely because I just haven't put in the effort to do that, then I'm not just letting down myself. If I've said to you that this is what I want to do, and then I just get lazy or I give up on it, it's letting you guys down as well, and that's not something I ever want to do. So it's important to me to be accountable. What are my goals? I've taken the time, I've written down notes. And this is something that I'll revisit every month, and I'll check where I'm at, and I'll reassess, and I'll set that month's goals. So I'm saying now, in 12 months, so I originally set 12-month goals, but I think that changing platforms and taking up affiliate on a different platform is probably a good enough time to reassess and reset. So 12 months from now, the 15th of March 2022, I had to check there. I have said that I would like to get to 1,500 followers. Now, some of these might seem high, some of them might seem low. I don't know, and that's the beauty of goals, is that you can reassess them as you go. If you find that I'm not one that says, you know, or that thinks it's okay really to just drop goals down because you think it's going to be too hard. You know, within reason. If something's purely impossible, like clearly, if I said I want to get to 1 billion followers in 6 months, never going to happen, right? Like, it's not going to happen. But I'm very new to Twitch, and I'm very new to the dynamic of Twitch as well. And so, you know, maybe 1,500 followers in a year is unreasonable. Or maybe it's, you know, especially with things like TikTok now and the way that can go viral within a day, maybe it's not enough. Maybe it's a low number. And so from now, for the first month, that's what I'm saying, is I want to get to 1,500 goals, 1,500 followers in a year. And this is where the goals start to get a little bit higher in terms of achievability. I want to set goals that I think are just out of reach. Because if you set a goal for... Okay, so to give context, my next goal is that in a year from now, I want to be sitting on a monthly average of 100 viewers. Now, if I get to 12 months from now and I'm sitting at 90, am I going to be upset? Or am I going to look back at when I was on 5 to 10 and celebrate how far I've come? Of course I'm going to be happy with 90, but that's why I push for 100. I want to have external communities on social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and leverage those communities and you know, drive that traffic through to my Twitch channel and leverage those communities that I've built to hopefully in 12 months from now, as probably every affiliate has said at some point, be in a position to be able to apply for Twitch partnership. Now, that's all well and good, I could say that now and never look at them again for the next 12 months, but that doesn't really work, because how do you know you're on the right track if you set and forget? So to go hand in hand with those long-term goals, I have set some short-term goals. Now, they are in 12 months from now. Now, they kind of tie into the long-term goals. So, 1,500 followers in 12 months. I've broken that down to say that in 1 month from now, I would like to have gained 150. I've been planning that all day, that reveal of that little goal there. I'm setting a monthly goal for followers of 150 because to get to, well, when I did the maths this morning, to get to 1,500, and obviously we've gained a few since then, but to get to 1,500 from where we were, we needed to get 119 to 120 per month. So if I set for 150, again, by the 15th of April, I would like to have achieved 150 new followers from today. I would like to be sitting at an 8 to 10 average viewership. And outside of Twitch, I am setting myself a goal of putting up one weekly sort of long form piece of content, a YouTube video, and 3 to 5 short clips, which would be, you know, potentially repurposed between TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and putting out clips like that. Probably on my Facebook as well, I imagine, because I'd like to use it for something. Now, I've written here, and I guess we just spoke about it briefly as well, that I want to focus on Twitter as well, because I'm really keen. I think there is value in that platform, absolutely, and it's really interesting because I was watching someone's content yesterday where they spoke about the 2 questions that it asks you when you apply for partner, and the 2 questions that apparently come up are, what's your YouTube channel and what's your Twitter account? So if Twitch is asking you for those 2 things, I guess there must be value in them. And, you know, why not, right? Like, if it's there to attack, then why not go for it? It's another thing. Like, people are scared to fire up TikTok because it has a bad stigma attached to it. You know, it's for kids, or it's for doing dances or whatever else. As soon as you start spending a little bit of time in certain areas of TikTok, you start to realize just how massive it is, and the amount of stuff that you're not seeing because the algorithm isn't feeding it to you. But once it does, you realize how valuable of a platform TikTok can be as well. By the way, same username. Actually, no, it's not. It's Develarain FB. Develarain FB on TikTok, which I'll be changing just as soon as I can in a week from now. And a much shorter term goal, like this will be within the next sort of week, is that I want to get myself set up with a channel trailer, and also repurpose that to, I've got a credit over on Facebook to use for advertising, and so I think it'd be a good move to create a channel trailer, advertise on Facebook as well. Why not? I've got it there to use. Again, it's the same thing. If it's there for you, if something's available for you to make use of, why not? Right? Like, what have you got to lose? So, to conclude, again, thank you for coming to my talk. I don't know who will get sick of these first, you guys or me. Definitely you. But I appreciate you being here. Those are my goals. And I think I'm going to even put them front and center on my page, right? Because it's, again, it comes back to that accountability. There's nothing that I'm keen on keeping secret from. If I'm putting myself out here, then I'm going to be an open book. You know, you guys can ask me anything within reason, and I will tell you. And so, yeah, my goals are no different to that. You might be wondering, or you may have noticed that none of those goals were financial. And that's not to say that I don't have financial goals, but any financial goals that I have, by achieving the other ones, they will naturally happen as a result. I would rather focus on the content and focus on the goals that I've set that help build that content, rather than getting my head set on a number other than the follower goal. I don't want to say, you know, I want to earn this much per month, because that will just come. That stuff will just come as a natural byproduct of improvement. And that's my thoughts. Anyway, as always, the time has come to say goodbye. And as always, new friends, old friends, thank you so much for the support. Subs, the bits, those things are great. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate them more than you know. But you guys just coming in and having a chat with me, spending some time with me while I you know, do this and work on my dreams is just you know, more than I could have asked for when I first hit that go live button a couple of months ago. So guys, yeah, I really appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in a couple of days when I go live again. If you haven't already, and you think that you could spend some more time here, or find yourself spending some time around the stream, smash that follow button. Doesn't cost you anything. I'd love to see you guys back. And feel free to head over to these channels up here and do the same if you are that way inclined, because you'd really be helping a brother out. But for now, we're going to have a quick look. We're going to find someone to pass on the love, as we always do.